Welcome to this week's edition of Rise Up. My name is Tyrone Lyons and I'm your host for today. Today's topic is about choices. How important our choices are that we can make to better our situation and also to be productive in our communities. I would like to discuss shortly about our politicians, the role that they play in our community, how important your vote, my vote and your vote is. These politicians, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're Republican, they make these promises that really very seldom they keep. They help their rich politicians, because you got to think, for someone to, let's say, become a candidate, right? Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, they are funded. They are funded by these corporations, and these corporations that fund them, these Fortune 500 corporations or whatever you want to describe them as, but they're wealthy corporations. And these corporations, what they do, they pick the best candidate that's going to work in their interests. Think about that. In their interests. But we, as voters, seldom, think about how important our vote is, and think about this again, the politician that we're going to vote into office, whether again, a Democrat or a Republican. Now, what we need to do as voters, we need to force, whether they're running for senator, whether they're running for governor, whether they're running for council, city council, man, city council woman, whatever position, even on the highest level of government, the president. We got to let them understand how important that they must keep their promise to us, or we're going to force them out of the office. But why do we need to wait until the full term to get them out of office? I just want to start off again by noting we are in rough times. I mean, inflation is up, crime is up, mental health, or people with mental health issues are randomly living on the streets. What happens in a crisis like that? The facilities that once or are supposed to help and make sure that these individuals with this mental health, that they need to get the assistance that they need. They need to be helped in terms of they're taking their meds properly. They have facilities that are set up to monitor them to make sure if they were to re-enter civilization, that they are suited for that. Because there's a process that they had to go through, in order for them to say that whatever facility that for them to say, oh, you know what, this person can go back to society and be productive. Now, with our politicians, what happens when these individuals that I'm talking about are released into the public and have nowhere to go? What are their choices? Who's there to help them? Politicians. They helping the corporations. They're not thinking about the small people. Small people We're not spending millions and billions of dollars to, put them in that office or put them in that position. But here we are. You got to force them to understand your vote. You got to force these politicians. When I say force, I'm talking politicians. You got to go to these community meetings, city council meetings. Got to be proactive. You got to let these politicians understand that, once you're in office, you have to do exactly what you say you are going to do. Our vote is important. Our vote is what's putting you there. You got crime. I believe I mentioned that already. It's sad because, I think we can do better as a, community. As a population, I think we can do better. And crime is everywhere. It's not just in your local city, New York, wherever you're from, New Jersey, Detroit, California. It's everywhere, rapid. Inflation is going up. You go to work, and I understand you go to a job, and some of us, we enjoy our work environment. Some of us don't. So, you go there, you work, and you be productive, and what do you get for it? Now, you don't get what you feel you deserve. No raises. You got certain jobs telling you that it's not in their budget to give you an increase. But remember now, inflation is constantly going up. Groceries, gas. And with these price rising in our, community, what are one to do? What choices do we really have? And I get back to that because I say we got to let these politicians see. You can't allow these prices to be constantly increasing. Now, we just got out of a pandemic where we lost hundreds of thousands of lives. Sad as it is, we bounced back. City is open, but the prices just continue to increase. Why is that? So I want everyone, my audience, to recognize the times that we are in. Think about it. Our generation is still struggling. Our parents, their generation was struggling. The new generation coming up, what do they have what do they have to look forward to? What are their choices? Because if we can't guide them, because we still struggling and dealing with our own personal issues, how much time can we invest in the next generation that's coming up? We have all these trials and tribulations and this is daily. You go to work, whether you travel by train, bus, crime, you have to be conscious of, you have to pay attention to your surroundings. People is getting pushed onto the train tracks because they come across someone who knows what happened or why it escalated to that point. But due to a man's cell phone being knocked out of his hand onto the onto the roadbed, train tracks actually, he pushed the person that he was arguing about, hey, you apparently bumped me, you the guy, I want you to go down and get the phone that fell out my hand. Come on, really? I'm not sure if they knew the train probably was coming in or they didn't realize exactly where they was, but I guess whatever words was, exchanged, at the end of the day, it was sad. The gentleman pushed the guy onto the tracks and he lost his life. Unbelievable. These times that we're living in, we could do better. As a country, we can do better. As a people, we can do better. You got other countries fighting each other. You got people from other countries. Look at Mexico. You got people from Mexico looking for, these asylum seekers looking for a better life. Now, they're coming to New York. Texas, the governor of Texas, apparently he wasn't comfortable with them migrating to Texas. He put them on busloads and sent them to New York. Now, I don't have a problem. I think everybody should be able to, to migrate or live where they want to be. I mean, this world is open for each and every one of us. And I understand, I get it, Now we dealing with them coming into the New York, these Mexicans, these asylum seekers, and, but the locals that are here, what are we doing about them? I mean, they're homeless. They have no means, no direction. They sleeping on subways, platforms, they on the sidewalk. I mean, you walk to work or you walk to lunch from work. You work in Midtown Manhattan. I mean, they're everywhere. So what do we do about that? I understand, you helping people migrate for a better living, and you're hoping that they be more productive, and adapt to our society. And that's good. That's great. But you got to think about the problems that we have within our communities. How do we fix that? How do these politicians come together and let us let the citizens see that they're doing their job? What is it that we can do to force them to do their job? I say, be mindful of who you vote for. Don't just think he's or she is the best person for the job. Listen to what they're offering. See if it fits your needs and what you feel that can help this society. Because at the end of the day, you don't want someone that's going to be in that office, whether he or she a governor, city councilman, the mayor of New York, or even the president of the United States. You don't want that individual to be in the office and don't commit to the citizens of the United States. I mean, of New York, any city, any major city, because it's all across the board. I mean, it's everywhere. But I think our choices, and I say we have to rise up to the occasion. We, as an individual, that person has to rise up to the occasion. Take your time. Evaluate yourself. See what it is that you can do as a person to create change around your immediate area, around you, and let that be a light that can channel through others abroad. If you understand what I mean, as the individual, the choice is up to you. Now, think about it. And I'm very adamant about this. It's because I think that we are heading in a place where it's only going to get worse. I know you as the audience is wrapping your mind around what I'm saying, and you can see it because you deal with it every day. Every week is something happening to someone or somewhere, and it's not positive. Okay? So what we need to do is just look at ourselves. And I'm going to emphasize this. Look at ourselves. I know, like I started off saying at some point, I know it's tough. You get to a job where you're not comfortable, but you got to think, it's by choice you're there. If you're not comfortable with your situation, make change. Do some of the things that you thought you probably, when you was young, you imagined yourself probably being your own, having your own company or doing something, that you can help society or something that you wanted to do. If you're not doing it, I would take a chance. I'm not telling you to abandon your job if that's your means for earning a decent income and supporting you and your family. I'm not saying abandon your job, but I'm saying at the same time, figure it out. Find a way to fulfill your dreams. Find a way to be positive and be a productive person within your community. Help others. Don't close your doors. Don't close your mind. Don't be that person where you moving around and, to and from work or visiting a friend or whatever have you, and you use a public transportation. And, don't be that person that's just going to, stay to yourself. Say hello to your fellow man. I'm not saying to strike a major conversation. And, most guys, as I travel, I meet people, I wear my Yankees hat, I wear Giants hat or whatever. And some guys, they talk about baseball. They talk about football. They talk about baseball. And, the Yankees is on a run. Well, not on a run, but the Yankees is, they Houston, I see they done got 3-0. I mean, okay, but it is what it is. But my point I'm trying to make, if someone approaches you and if they're a fan and a game or a team that you might be representing through either a hat or a jacket or whatever, it's okay to have small conversation. Okay, it's not, don't shun people away because you don't know that person. Let them know you're interested in what they're trying to say or what they have to say. Because at the end of the day, this is how you communicate. This is how we get along. This is how you respect each other. Because we all live in this world together. Okay? We are not on separate, individual worlds where we're the only person there and we can do what we want and whatever. No, it don't work that way. We here is millions of people around you on a daily basis, and you have to express yourself. And if you just want to be that person that's just going to be, don't want to say nothing, that's fine too. But when you come across somebody and words trigger and you see that it ain't going your way or his or her, whatever, their way, you try to just diffuse it. Don't end up on the train tracks or, stabbed or something else. I mean, come on, really? Could we not be doing something better? We all want to get home safe. We don't want to be, going out one day and don't return home. We have families that we want to return home to. So with that being said, you got to rise up to the occasion. You got to let people understand that I'm not the person that's want to do you any harm. I'm spreading love. That's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do. Spread love. And I know it's sometimes challenging. Everybody is not going to receive it the same. But guess what? You can diffuse a situation before it escalates. Believe in yourself. Believe in the people that are around you. Now, I know, again, there's a lot of mentally ill people who are amongst us. And as sad as it may be, but you got to be mindful of them. Okay? Try not to have a confrontation with them because you don't know what they're dealing with. If they're on meds, they might not have taken their meds or whatever the circumstances may be. All right, so really, I'm pleading with my audience. Make comments, subscribe to my channel. Let me know. Let me know what it is, a topic that you want to hear me talk about. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. So, don't let the politicians force you to give them their vote and they're not keeping their promise. Okay, we have to be mindful of that. And it has to be a better way than waiting until they complete that whole term in office before we can get rid of them. We need to come up with new laws, new laws, better resolutions. To if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, they shouldn't complete their full term. That's it. That's it. Everything is on public record. I mean, they got a campaign. They got to do what they go around our communities and telling us all the good things that they think we want to hear. And then they get in that office and then guess what? Nothing. Why should they stay the whole term? We got to figure this out, people. We got to understand that, hey, we are the most important people here. We are the citizens of this city. We are the people who pay our taxes. We are the people who invest in the most. They're getting a salary based on what we invest in our communities. So why should they not be forced to do what they say? So again, I thank you all for listening. I thank you all for trying to make that change. I thank you all for wanting to be productive. Spread love. That's all we have to do. And that change will manifest itself. Believe me, it will. Because if you don't go around, angry, upset about something and transferring that negative energy to someone else, try to transfer positive energy. You love your family, your immediate family. And I know we all do, even though we all won't get along. But the family that's abroad, okay, you got to spread that same love because that's the only way it's going to work. And those who is not working for our benefits, whether you're a politician, whether you an educator, okay, we have to align ourselves with people who see that same vision. Because as we continue down the road we're headed, it's not going to look good for the next generation that's coming after us. It's not going to look good because we already having that problem now. Okay, so we got to do better, people. So look at yourself in that mirror. Analyze yourself, like I said. Think of what changes you can make to help society. And I say, start with spreading love. Going out to work in the morning, whether you're comfortable with the job you're in or not, spread love. Say good morning. On your way home, say good evening. Say good night. Let people that surround you see you as a decent person, as a caring person. And this could be the step that could be the change. So when our next generation come up, the choices that they have, and it'll be the love, being active in the community to help better the community, those choices would benefit the next generation. So, I just want to end this topic or discussion that I have here with you, with the audience, with my audience, is that rise up to the occasion. At no time, allow yourself to get beside yourself. Keep a smile on your face. And you're going to see change by those choices that you make. So I want to thank you for listening. Until we meet again. Take care. Rise up.